Okay, everyone, so we're going to create this beautiful centerpiece today with all these beautiful details. I don't know why on camera it looks like an off-white, but it's not, or it looks like a cream, but it's not. It's all white and orangey salmon, if you want to put it. So I've used a 6-ply 100% cotton thread and a 4.5 hook. Very simple to do, very quick. Of course, there's a little bit of detail, but that's, the beauty of the pattern itself. Correct? So if you have not subscribed, I ask of you to do so and give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. And join into my private crochet Facebook group. All the links are below in the description box, and also the sizes and how much I use of the 6-ply. So it's like combining two strands of Aunt Lydia number 3 together. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Enjoy the tutorial. Okay, everyone, so using a 6-ply, a 4.5 hook, I'm doing the magic circle. I'm using white to start. I'm going to do a chain 3, my first double crochet, going back in, and I'm going to do 23 more double crochets for a total of 24 double crochets. This is row 1. You can use whatever colors you like or whatever thread you like. If your thread is, of course, number 10 Aunt Lydia, then it's going to be a small doily. If it's bigger, then obviously will be for a table centerpiece. So I've done my 24 double crochets going into row 2. I'm coming into the next stitch and doing a single and 2 chain. For my first double crochet in the same stitch, I'm going to have a total of 4 double crochet. 3 and 4. 1 chain. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to come back into the 4th with 4 more double crochet. We're going to build these groups of 4 double crochets all the way around, skipping 3 stitch, going into the 4th, 1 chain space between them. This is row 2. So I've completed my row 2. So I have 2, 4, 6. Now what you want to do is pull in that magic circle string at this point. It's not good to pull at the beginning because it gets too tight and you might forget a stitch behind. But once you've completed row 2, now you can close it up better. Okay. So going into row 3, so I've closed in with slip stitch. Now I'm going to come in behind and doing a front post, single, 2 chain. Coming on the next one, doing front post, double crochet. Now I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain. Coming on the next one, front post, double crochet, and into the next one. Front post, double crochet, chain 1. Repeating the same thing as we just did. So we're going to repeat it like this all the way until the end of the row. Doing front post, double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and into the next stitch. Please always look ahead of the video in case mistakes are done. And if you see anything that I might have done a mistake or missing a row or something, because sometimes lately My app is acting up funny. When I make a mistake, I delete it and redo it, and then it grabs the old one of the mistake in. We don't want that, but sometimes I have no control of that. Okay, so front post, 3 chain. And it's really frustrating when that happens. I mean, for myself, because the video's out, there's already people working on it. It's not like I'm going to start a new project just to show one row, right? But anyway, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going to row 4. So I'm going to come back and do the front post by just starting off with a single, 2 chain into the next one, front post, on those front posts, and double crochet. 1, 2, 2 chain. Coming in the center of that 3 chain with a single, 1, 2 chain. Again, front posts. Into the next one, front post. It's going to end up like that. 1 chain, repeating the same thing, doing those front posts. You just love when the threads come apart. It's a thick thread. It's almost like macrame. Chain 2 into the center, chain 2, and continue on again. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 4. So I'm going into row 5, doing front post, single 2 chain. Another front post. I'm going to do a 2 chain, and I'm coming in close to that single, the 2 chain single we did. And 1 single on top of that single, and another single next to that middle single. So we have 3 singles. 2 chain, or is that 1 chain? 2 chain. Okay. Front post, front post, 1 chain, coming into the next front post, and front post again. So we have 1 chain in between, chain 2, single, into that single with a single, and single. Chain 2, front post. Front post. One chain. Front post. Front post. Chain 2. Inside of that 2 chain loop, single, on top of that single with single, and another single, chain 2, front post, front post, and then 1 chain. Okay? Okay, everyone, going into row 5, closed in with slip stitch, coming back in again, doing the front post, single, 2 chain, another front post, 2 chain. So we have 3 singles there. We're going to repeat the singles, 1 before on that 2 chain, and 1 per stitch. Single, 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 and single. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles, chain 2. Just repeating what we did. We're just increasing now in here with singles. Front post, 1 chain. Front post, my thread is all stuck as usual. Front post, chain 2, coming in that 2 chain with a single, 1 per stitch, total of 5 singles, chain 2, and repeat your front posts. So I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay? Okay, everyone, finished row 5, going to row 6. So coming in, doing my front posts again. So we're going to repeat what we've done on the previous row, and we're going to keep increasing on those singles. 2 chain. So 2 front posts, 2 chain, single. Before the single, we should have 7 singles now, 1 per stitch, and 1 after that single, chain 2, front post. So we're just repeating. One chain, and repeat again your front posts. Then chain 2 and your single. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Finish row 6, going to row 7. We're going to continue to repeat what we've been doing. Coming again, doing that front post. Single, 2 chain. Another front post. Almost knocked my camera out. How nice. Chain 2. Again, doing that single before the singles, and 1 per stitch. So we should have 9 singles now. And 1 after. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chain 2, front post. So just repeat your row exactly the same way. And I'll meet you at the end of my row. Chain 1 and front posts. Okay. Okay, everyone, going into row 8, again, front post, So I'm doing the single, 2 chain, front post again, 2 chain. This time we're going to change a bit, chain 2. We're going to skip that first single, come into the second, single, 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 and single. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 singles. Chain 2. So we're not working on that inside of that 2 chain. We're not working on the single. Okay, we're jumping the single into the second. Front post and another front post. Now this time we're going to do a 2 chain between the front posts. 2. Front post and front post. So we're going to have a 2 chain space between the front posts. Chain 2, again, skip that first single into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Chain 2, front post, front post, chain 2. Front post. Okay, everyone, going into row 9. Now, it's normal that it looks a bit wavy because there's a lot of stitching in there, but as we go bigger, it straightens out. So don't worry about that, okay? Because I know a lot of you sometimes will write to me and say, well, mine is waving a lot. It's really bulky. Well, as we go, it will get straightened. Coming back in again. Single, 2 chain, and another front post. Chain 2, skipping that first single. Now we should have 5 singles. We're decreasing on the singles now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 2. Front post. And another front post. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Coming in the center of that 2 chain with a single, 1, 2, and 3. Front post. So it's changing a bit here now. And another front post. Okay. So front post, 2 chain, 5 singles. We're skipping the first and the last. 2 chain front posts, 3 chain, single, 3 chain. Chain 2. Skip that first single and do your 5 singles. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 2. Front post. Another front post. 1, 2, 3. Coming in that 2 chain with single, 1, 2, 3, and front post, front post. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so finished row 9, going to row 10. We're going to repeat what we've been doing. Now this time in the loops, we're going to have 3 loops of 3 chain. So coming in, doing my front post, single 2 chain, front post, chain 2. Now, skipping that first single, so we should have 3 singles now, 1 per stitch, 3 singles, chain 2, front post, chain 2, not chain 2, front post, sorry, I don't know, where's my mind, chain 3, going in that first chain with single, 1, 2, 3, into the next chain with single, 1, 2, 3, and front post. That's what we're going to do to this row 10. Okay, so 2 front posts, chain 2, 3 singles, chain 2, 2 front posts, chain 3, singles inside of those loops, chain 3, single. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going to row 11. Front post, going to do a single, 2 chain, front post. You probably noticed that it's starting to get fixed now with this row we just finished doing also. Chain 2, going in the center of those 3 singles, okay. Chain 2, front post. Front post, chain 3 into the center of that 3 chain, 1, 2, and 3 into the center of the next one, 1, 2, 3, and into the center of the last chain, 1, 2, 3. So we're supposed to have on this row 11, 1, 2, 3, 4 chain 3s, front post, front post, chain 2 in the center of that single with 1 single. And this is how we're going to repeat this row. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so finished my row 11, going to row 12. Now, row 12, we're going to close out this motifs, okay? So, coming back in, single 2 chain, front post, into the next one, front post, going directly, this time no chain space, we're closing out the motifs, front post, and front post, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, creating those loops, 1, 2, 3, single, 1, 2, 3, single, 1, 2, 3, single, 1, 2, 3, front post, front post, and directly into the next one, closing out the motifs. And front post. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row 12. Okay, everyone, going into row 13. Coming in, this time we're going to do 4 incomplete front posts, okay, to finalize the closing of that stitch. So single 2 chain, obviously the first one I can't hold the other one there, but but we will on the next ones. Okay, so incomplete, front post double crochet, and then close it all together. Okay, 1, 2, 3 chain coming on that first loop, single, 3 chain, single. Now you're to have 6 loops of 3 chain. Now we're going to do the incomplete front posts into the next one and into the last one. Now we have 5 on the hook, close them all together. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops of 3 chain. 1, 2, 3, and just repeat all your loops again. 1, 2, 3, all 6 loops. Okay? I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, closed row 13, going to row 14. This row 14 will be about only chains of 3. So we've closed in. What I'm going to do is, in order for us to be on the center, I'm going to do 1 chain, and I'm going to close in with half double crochet, so I can be in the center. Now if you want to put a marker there, probably best for you, so you don't get lost where we've started. Okay, I'm going to come back in that same stitch with a single. I think this is my loose. 1, 2, 3, go right over the motifs here into the next one. 1, 2, 3, into the next one. That's all we're going to do all the way around, single and 3 chains. Single, 3 chains. Single, 3 chains. Single, go right over, 3 chain and single. This is what we're going to do for this row 14. I'll be back to you at the end of my row. Okay, everyone, going into row 15. So I've done my 3 chains, and now I'm going to close in where I did that sideways, that single, that sideways double crochet. Now I'm going to come in the center, and I'm going to do 3 singles per chain all the way around into the next one. 1, 2, 3, into the next one. 1, 2, 3. That's all we're going to do. 3 singles all the way around inside of that 3 chain space. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 15. Okay, everyone, so finished row 15. Now, if you realize it starts pulling a bit, so it starts bending the other way now, right? First it was like very wavy, now it's pulling. That's because of the stitching, which is okay because the next rows are going to fix that too. So don't worry about it. So we've closed in with slip stitch. Now we're going to work on back loops only. Okay. So I'm going to come in into that back loop with single, 2 chain into the next one. 1 per stitch, double crochets. Working back loops only, and it should get straightened out after this row from pulling. which is normal. Using those back loops. You can use the front loops if you want, but it gives it a nice effect to the pattern. So 1 double crochet per stitch all the way around, like that. You can see already it's starting to straighten out, and the rest will straighten it itself. Like here, it's starting to fold in. But once you do the double crochet, they will get all straightened. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 16. Okay, everyone, going to row 17. Like I said, if it starts waving a bit, folding in, don't worry, it gets straightened out as we go. Okay, so I'm going to come into the next one, single. I'm going to roll twice on my hook. Okay, we're right below on this one here, that single. We're going to skip one. Okay, so right here, we worked on the back loops. This is the front loops. We'll be working in the front loops now. Skip one, and we're going to come into the next front loop. Take out two, take out two, and the last two. In the back, we're going, obviously we're not going to use where we worked. This is where we worked that we did the single. We're going to skip one and come into the next one. Okay, so skip one into the next one, single. Roll again, skip one into the next one. Take out two, and the last two. Skip a stitch into the next one, single. Roll again, skip a stitch into the next one. Take out two, and the last two. Skip a stitch into the next one. And this is how we're going to repeat all the way around. Skip the front loop here, one stitch into the next one. Take out two, and the last two. Skip a stitch into the next one. Okay. Roll twice on the hook, skip a stitch, front loop that we left behind, and do a triple. Skip a stitch into the next, single, not double crochet. Skip a stitch into the next one. All the way around the same way, okay? Always skipping a stitch and always skipping a front loop. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so reach the end. I'm going to close it on that first double crochet we have there. I'm going to go up one chain. This is the front post we have here, and one double crochet behind. Okay, I'm going to come back in that same one with single. So my first single on top of that front post, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 singles. On my 11th, I'm doing an increase 2 in the same stitch, and then start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 singles. On the next one, increase 2 on the 11th, and then restart counting again. 1, 2, okay? So every 11th single increase, and then start counting again after that, like we did here. So that would be the 11th increase, 2 on the same stitch, and then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On my 11th, I'm doing an increase, 2 on the same stitch. So I'll meet you at the end of my row, and your pattern should straighten out again better after the singles. Okay, everyone. So closed up row 18, did my last increase on that last single. Now we're going to close up on that back loop that we did of that one chain, if you recall. Slip stitch, okay? And then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain into the next one using back loops only. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If it happens that you're short a single or something, just add it in to have the right amount. You must finish with the increase. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and on my 12, I'm doing my increase 2 double crochet on the same stitch and recount again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. On my 12, I'm doing the increase 2 double crochet on the same stitch. This is row 19. I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay, everyone, so I'm about to close row 19. Now the next row, we're going to be missing a stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in where we did that first 3 chain, and I'm just going to add another stitch here. I rather have an extra because I can jump than to be short, okay? So even though I did my last stitch here, the increase, I'm still adding one more because I think it will be missing one stitch on the next row. So we're going to go into row 20. We just finished row 19. So row 20 will be about groups of 3 double crochets. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 chain. For my first double crochet, I'm going to use back loops only. My second double crochet, 1 per stitch, and my third double crochet, chain 2. I'm going to skip a stitch and I'm coming into the next one. It's going to be like this all the way around. That's why I told you we needed to make an extra one, because I believe we would be missing one. But anyway, it's much easier to jump, right? If we have extra. I'd rather have extra than to be short. 1, 2 chain, skip a stitch into the next one, and do the 3 double crochet groups, 1 per stitch, chain 2, skip a stitch into the next one, back loops only, and create those group of 3 double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row and I'll let you know how many groups I have. Okay, everyone, so I finished all of my groups of 3 double crochet. I have 33 groups. Okay, going into row 21, I'm going to do the walk, as I call it, with slip stitch, or we can do, I'm going to do the walk. I prefer to do it that way. Slip stitch. I don't want this too loose, so it's not going to look pretty. Except grabbing all my threads, right? Slip stitch, and going into the center of that first block. So single 2 chain, continuing to create blocks of 3 double crochet for the next 3 rows. That means we'll have 4 rows altogether of blocks of 3 double crochet. Now, this is also a 2 chain, but row 3 and 4 will be done with 3 chain. We don't want the pattern to pull, okay? So this is row 21. Then we have row 22 with 3 chain and row 23 with 3 chain, okay? So we are row 21 with 2 chain only. Next row is 3 chain. We have to have a total of 4 rows of these groups of 3 double crochet. There's no point of keep recording the same thing, so I'm going to continue my 4 rows to row 23, and then I'll come back to you. Don't forget, next row, row 22 is 3 chain, and row 23 also will be a 3 chain. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 23. Okay, everyone, so pretty much finished row 23. So we have 4 rows of those 3 groups of 3 double crochet. The first 2 is with the first 2 with 2 chain, and the last 2 with 3 chain. Okay, so going on to row 24. 1, 2, 3 chain. Now we're going to do this row 1 double crochet per stitch. So we have the 3 double crochets, and inside of this 3 chain we're going to do 3 double crochets. Okay, that's all we're going to do all the way around. 1 per stitch, that means 3 double crochets, and 3 inside of the 3 chain. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then I'm cutting my thread after this and coming in with the orange. Okay, everyone, I'm coming in with the orange. Pulled all the strings. Slip stitch knot. So we're going into row 25. I gotta keep marking down before I forget the row numbers. I'm gonna start where we've been starting. Going to do a single. One, two, and three. I'm going to skip 1, 2, and I'm coming in the third one. And I'm going to do 5 double crochets on the same stitch. Doing the popcorn stitch. 2. In my case, because my thread is very thick, I'm going to see, I'm probably going to do only 4. Let me see how this works out. If it's not too much for my thread. Maybe not. Okay, so 5 double crochets. Come on that first one. Close in. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to skip 1, 2 into my third one. Single. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1, 2 into my third one. 5 double crochets, the popcorn again. This is how we're going to proceed all the way around. One, 2, 3. Skip 1, 2 into the third one. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1, 2 into the third one. 5 double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row 25. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay, everyone, so I guess I called out the numbers wrong. Of course, I had to, it's part, I guess, of me. So, row 21, 22, 23, 24. I had mentioned that this was row 23, I believe. Anyway, row 25, okay, and row 26, we start with the orange. So now I'm going in to row 27, okay? So row 26 is the orange. And now I'm going into row 27. I must have forgotten to write it down. And so for that reason, it gets confusing, okay? So I'm coming back in with the white now and going to build those flowers around those peacocks, the leaves, I should say. Leave it a little bit of string in order for me to tie everything together. So you can pretty much start anywhere. Coming in that those 3 chains that we've done. Single. I'm going to do my first double crochet. 1, 2 chain, coming back in. And I'm going to complete 4 double crochets altogether. That's including with that single and 2 chain. Okay, you can start your double crochet however you're used to. Try to hide this thread as much as I can. So I've done my 4 double crochets. I'm going to do a triple now in the middle of my Picot. So 1, take out 2 and take out 2. I'm going to do 1, 2. You can do a 3 chain if you'd like. I'm going to do 2 only because this is very thick thread. I don't want it to be a big Picot there, okay? I'm going to come back in with the triple in the middle of that flower of the Picot, okay? So take out 2, take out 2, and the last 2, and then come back into that chain again with 4 double crochets. 3 and 4. I'm going to do a triple again, but I'm going to do where we have the double crochet of the Picot, okay? And we're going to do an incomplete triple. Take out 2, take out 2. Roll twice again and come on the next Picot double crochet below. And then take out 2, take out 2, and the last 3. And then come in that 3 chain again and do your 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Going in the middle of that Picot with triple. Take out 2, take out 2, and the last 2. I'm doing 2 chain for Picot, but you can do 3. Again, triple. Coming in the center of that popcorn, not Picot. I keep saying Picot, I don't know why people. Popcorn stitch. I have to put away that thread. And then do your 4 double crochets. 2, 3, and 4. Roll twice on your hook again. We're going to come in where we did that triple on the other side under the popcorn stitch. Take out 2, take out 2. So we're doing the incomplete again and coming under the next one. Take out 2, take out 2, and the last 3, like that. Okay, and that's how we're going to proceed all the way around the same way. Then come directly in, do your 4 double crochets. I want to be pulling on my threads here. And then your triple inside of the popcorn with your 2 or 3 chain Picot. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row 27. Sorry for the numbers there. I hope I can mention or write on the little videos before editing the numbers so you guys don't get confused. But I thought this was row and she skipped a row, you know. I didn't skip anything, I just said it wrong. As usual. Okay. So my 2 chain for Picot, and then coming back in and doing my triple again, and then 4 double crochets on that 3 chain. And then, why do I keep doing triple? And then your triple incomplete in the same one as we just did this one. Okay. Okay, everyone. So basically closing out row 27. I'm going to do my last, well, not my last, there's 2 more triples to do because when we started we didn't do the triples. And coming in this one here. And then I'm going to close in on that very first double crochet we did with the single and 2 chains with slip stitch. I wish I had like green, this thickness of thread. I would have done these leaves in green, but I don't have. So we'll just keep up the same color. So going into row 28. Okay, everyone, so we need to work on that single down here that we skipped. Just going to bring my thread down and do a single and 3 chain. I'm going to come in where we have the 2 triples, grabbing 1 loop from 1 triple and the other loop from the next triple. And we're going to do a single. Single. And then again, 1, 2, 3 chain. Where we skip that single down here, we're going to do a single. I think this is where I had tightened all my cutting threads, so pretty thick down here. 1, 2, 3 chain. Again, taking one chain from 1 triple and 1 chain from the next one. Chain 3, coming in where that single is in between the flowers. So we can have these loops built back here of 3 chain. Okay, this is row 28. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so finished row 28, going into row 29. So we're going to work on those 3 chains in the back. So I've closed in with slip stitch. I'm going to do a 3 chain for double crochet, 1, 2, 3. We'll be working on that 1 single that we've done between the chains. Okay, coming inside that 3 chain, I'm going to do 2 double crochets. Okay, 1 on top of the single, 2 inside. It lands right on the middle of the picot. I'm going to do 2 halves double crochet, or the incomplete double crochet, 1 on this side, 1 on the other. Close it together. 2 more double crochets on that 3 chain. Okay, 1 on top of the single, 1 double crochet, and now 2 more double crochets. 1, 2. Now I'm going to do 2 incomplete double crochets. So 2 halves, 1 on this side and 1 after that single, and close it all together. 2 double crochets. And 1 on top of that single. Coming in again, 2 double crochets. So you know that the only time you do the 2 incomplete double crochets is when you're arriving at the picot here. So half, after you've done the 2 double crochets, into the next chain and the other half, and now close it in. 2 double crochets. So very simple, and 1 on top of the single. Okay, and this is how we're going to proceed all the way around. So one on top of the single, 2 double crochets inside of that, 3 chain, half and half, one on one side, one on the other side of the double crochet. So 2 incomplete, 2 double crochet, then again single. So we're on top of the single. So we're just repeating. So I'll meet you at the end of row 29. Okay, everyone, so finished row 29, going into row 30. Now, row 30, we're going to be doing singles. So I'm going to do 1 chain. I'm going to come back into that same stitch with a single. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 3 on here, but I'll complete 5 when I come around. These are the 2 incomplete, which we're not going to work on. We're going to come where we have our Picot, and we're going to grab that string back there. Of course, my tension is always very tight. Try to grab something smaller just to get through my first one so I don't. Okay. And we're going to do a single. And then we're not working on the next one. We're working the one after that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 singles. Again, we're not working on here nor here. Okay, that's part of closing them together. Then I'm coming back here. I'm grabbing that chain. I don't want to grab my threads or else can't see anything. The camera's in my face. Grabbing that chain, single. So we're not working on the next one, the one after that. So it's like skipping two stitch, okay? 2, 3, 4, and 5 singles. It lands just before the incomplete double crochet. So we're not working on here nor here. And then again, coming behind that Picot, we have that string back there, single. Not working on the next one, the one after that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then we land on the incomplete. And this is how we're going to work all the way around. So I'll meet you at the end. So I want to make sure you guys understood. Okay, we have 5 singles. This is where the half incomplete double crochet. If people are doing the 3 chain, you can grab those 2 loops, do a single. So obviously we're not working where we did the last single. So we're skipping 1. I think I said 2, but it's not 2. We're skipping that one where this single is going into, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come on your Picot, you can grab the 2 chains there, the Picot if you did 3 chain, okay? So we're skipping 1 into the next one because that one is for the Picot, okay? 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think I had said don't work on these 2, but the 2 is because we have the last single in there of the 5. So just want to make sure you guys understood. We're not skipping 2 stitches. We're skipping only 1. So this one's occupied. We're skipping the next one and coming into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we fall into that half incomplete. Okay? Okay, everyone, so I finished my row 30, and it came out just perfect right on the first single. So that means I had only 2 left to do here. Okay, now we're going to go up chain 3, or you can do 1 chain, come back in the same stitch, single, 2 chain. My first double crochet. This time we're going to do 1 per stitch, no increases, just 1 double crochet all the way around, including in that single we did with the Picot. That's all there is to it, just 1 double crochet, 1 per stitch. And I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay? Everyone, finished row 31, going to row 32, and we're going to do the poof stitch. I'm coming back in with the orange. You can start anywhere you like. So I'm going to start here. It doesn't matter where you start. Try to hide this thread as much as I can. Single and 2 chain. So my first double crochet, so to start off our poof stitch, we're going to go into the next one and do another double crochet, and that's because we're starting off this way. Okay, and then we are going to come inside this one we did 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to skip a stitch and coming into the next one. I'm going to take all of my thread out except for the last one. So I have 2 on my hook, and now I'm going to close it in. Chain 2. So it's almost like doing 3 chain. I'm going to come back in this single that we did there. Oops, not double crochet, poof stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Skip a stitch into the next one. Take out those 2. Take out all of them. Leave 2 on the hook. Close in with slip stitch. Chain 2. Come back in again. 1, 2, and 3. Skip a stitch into the next one. Take out those 2, the rest of the other ones, and leave 2 on the hook. Slip stitch. Chain 2. Come back in. 1, 2, and 3. Skip a stitch into the next one. Take out those 2, all of the other ones, and leave 2 on the hook and slip stitch. Chain 2. So this is what we're going to do all the way around by skipping 1, and I'll meet you at the end so we can complete this last one together. Okay? Okay, everyone, so I'm down to my very last one. I'm going to come in and do 1, 2, and 3. Actually, I forgot that I had to do the 3 chains. I don't know. Sometimes my brain just... And I've cut my thread already. Okay, so I've closed that one with the slip stitch. 1, 2. Now it makes more sense. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come into this one here. the very first one we did. And I'm going to pull through. I think I might have pulled a thread with it. Let's try that again. Okay, maybe go in that single so we don't run into obstacles over here. And then close in. I'm just going to come here to do a slip stitch like that. And then tuck in your loose ends. Okay. I'm going to come in with the white now. So I'm coming in with the white. You can start anywhere. Now, I'm just starting exactly where I left off. I'm going to do 3 halves, 2 halves double crochet, okay? So I'm going to do a single 1 chain. That's my first half and my second. I'm going to come into the next 3 chain and I'm going to do half and half again. 5 spaces we're going to be doing 2 halves, okay? 2 half double crochets. So half and half. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. On my 6th one, I'm doing 3. That's our increase for every 6 that we do, okay? So 2, 3 halves. Coming back again with 1, 2. Next space. Not yes, half double crochet. So 2, 2. So I have 1, 2. 3. 4. And 5. On my 6th, I'm doing the increase. 1, 2, and 3 halves. And then going back again to doing 5 space of only 2 halves. 1, did my 2 space, right? 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do 3 halves. 1, 2, and 3. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, I'm going to go into row 34. For some reason, I was missing 1. Now, if you come across missing, just add in a few here and there to have the right amount. As long as you have the 5 spaces with 2 and the 6 with 3. So whatever you're missing, just add in. Very simple to calculate. I must have missed something on the previous row or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's no biggie. So 1 chain. I'm going to, actually it's going to be better. So I've closed in with slip stitch. I'm coming into the next one, single. Using back loops only, single, 1 per stitch. So don't stress over if you're missing 1, 2, 3. You can just add them in, depending upon where you finish. If you finish with 3 or 4, but you have to do those 5 little blocks of 2. So just add them up and add them in here and there. It's not a biggie, changes nothing on the pattern. You might feel that your pattern is waving a bit, or not waving, it's tightening, it's curving in a bit. It's normal with all the stitches, but then it's, you know, it starts getting straightened again. And you could also stretch a little bit also, okay? Because I feel mine is like pulling a bit, so that's okay with all the stitches in there. But once we continue, it all gets placed in like before at the beginning when it was pulling all of the stitches or curving or waving. Okay, so simple, single, back loops, 1 per stitch. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so finished all my singles, going on to row 35. I'm going to come in the next one. I want to make sure that I don't pull any of my threads here. Single, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 singles. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3. I'm going to come in my 4th and repeat again the 10 singles. We're going to do this all the way around. In case you are missing any at the end, just add in as you're doing the 10 singles now, because it can happen. I mean, we're far from being perfect. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Skip 1, 2, 3. Come on your 4th and start your 10 singles again. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay, everyone, closing in my row 35, and I arrived perfect because I did do those 3 increases on the previous row. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and I'm on to my 4th with a slip stitch. Starting row 36, so I'm going to do another slip stitch. And I'm going to come into that 3rd one. Okay, so, and then I'm doing 1 chain and I'm coming back in with a single. I'm going to do 6 singles. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So basically we're not working the first 2 nor the last 2. Now I'm going to come inside of that 5 chain and I'm going to do 10 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 double crochets, skipping the first 2, going into the 3rd one, single, and doing 6 singles again. And this is how we're going to repeat all the way around. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I already have my 6. We don't do the last 2 and we don't work on the first 2. So coming in, repeating the 10 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay. Okay, everyone, so finished my row 36, going to row 37. We're almost there. And we have 3 rows to go and we're done. Don't worry if it's pulling a little bit. It's normal. Once you finish it up and you block it with just spraying water, a little bit of laundry softener in a little bottle, and stretch it with your hands, let it dry, you're good to go. With all the stitching, it's normal that it pulls a bit for sure. Okay, so on to 37. So I'm going to do the stitch, slip stitch knot. Okay, so we're skipping that first one, coming in the second where we have the singles, and we're going to do 4 singles. So we're not working on the first nor that last single. Okay, 2, why am I doing this? 3 and 4. I'm going to come in to that very first double crochet and I'm going to back post doing a normal double crochet only on this first and the last one. All of the other ones will be triple. Okay, so very simple. Come in from the back to the front, stretch your thread if you have to. We don't want to pull on the pattern more than it is. Oh, we have to do 1 chain space. I don't know what I was thinking. 1 chain. Take out 2, and the last 2. 1 chain. Okay, so just back pulls triples, except for the very last one. We'll do the normal double crochet. One chain. Okay, so I'm going to continue until the last one. So I'm on my 8th triple. So 8 triples and 2 normal double crochet. Now I'm on my last one, 1 chain, and I'm going to do a normal double crochet. I'm going to skip that first single, going to the second. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then repeat again your normal, the very first one, back post double crochet, 1 chain, and then your normal 8 triples, 1 chain space between them. Okay, and that's how we're going to proceed on this row. After this, I'm cutting my thread again, coming back in with the white, and then the last row will be the orange. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, finished row 37, going to row 38. Did my slip stitch knot. We have 1 more row left and we're done. So I'm skipping this first one, coming into the second with single. We're going to have 2 singles on here now. So 1 into the next one, 2. Okay. Now we're going to go directly inside of this first space here with the single. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3 chain into the next one, single, 1, 2, 3 chain into the next one, single, 1, 2, 3 chain into the next one, single, 1, 2, 3 chain, and again till the very last one. So you are to have 8 loops of 3 chain. One more. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Skip that first one, come directly into the next one, single and single. Go directly into that first space between the double crochet and the triple with a single, and start your 3 chains again, creating those 8 loops of 3 chain. So that's all we're going to do, is repeat this all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Once I've completed, I'm coming back in with the orange for the last row. Okay, everyone, finished my row going into the last one, which is row 39. Slip stitch knot. You can start anywhere. I'm going to come into that first 3 chain loop. I'm going to do a single, 1, 2, 3 chain, coming in with Picot into the next one, single, 1, 2, 3 chain. So we're going to have 3 picots on this side of 3 chain and 3 picots on the other side, but the middle one will have a 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, 3. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't want to pull onto these threads, so I have to take it down a bit because I think I have some threads here pulled from the Picot. Okay, directly into the next one with single, chain 3, Picot. So now we have our 3 Picots. This is the center of the motif. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Picot into the next one, single, 1, 2, 3, Picot directly into the next one, 1, 2, 3, into the next one, 1, 2, 3, now this very last one, we're just doing a single, okay? So you'll have 3 picots on this side of 3 chain, the middle one of 5, and 3 on the other side. Now this one here, we're going to come down where we have the orange below that middle, between the 2 singles here, okay? So between the 2 singles, we have that single there. I'm going to do a front post, double crochet, like that, and then go directly into that first 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and then just repeat everything again. Single, 1, 2, 3, doing those 3 picots into the next one. 1, 2, 3, keep banging into my light, and to the next one. So we have the 3 picots. Okay, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Closing in into the next one. Continue the other 3 picots. I want to thank every single one of you that has been here and has been part of this channel. God bless you. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Very simple to create and yet gorgeous. And please share. Sharing is caring through your WhatsApp, through your social medias, through your crochet groups. I'm very appreciative to every single one of you. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. It helps the channel tremendously. And give a thumbs up. And I also want to thank everybody that's just playing the videos to help out with the time of the videos. God bless you. Thank you so much. I will leave the measurements below after I have blocked my pattern, because obviously it's all like really, stitches together. So I'm going to block it with, like I mentioned, a spray bottle with water and laundry softener, and I'm going to stretch it well and let it dry. I will leave the measurements once it's completed below in the description box, and that's about it, right? Okay, so don't forget, between the 2 singles right below, we have that single. So just gonna do front post double crochet just to give it a nice little decoration here, like that. Okay, so God bless you, and thank you so much again. Until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.